Hello. So this video is going to be in a way more looser format than usual. I just really wanted to just come on here and just talk about, Ellen Jo, because she's going to be the newest rerun, or our first rerun ever so far. And it's kind of funny how they make her rerun after Miyabi, which is, it's a little mean, but, a rerun's a rerun, I guess. But man, is Ellen in a very interesting spot. Now, what I want to talk about exactly is if it's worth getting Ellen on this rerun after Miyabi. Now, I'm sure everybody knows already that Miyabi is like one of the best DPSs out so far, and she honestly may stay up there for a long time. Who honestly even knows when we'll ever get a character again who could be like Miyabi, right? Like, she is just absolutely nuts. Which it makes sense though, because she's nuts in the story. Like, that's her whole thing. So it only makes sense that this character is absolutely nuts to use in game. Obviously, we go through this sensation of power creep, right? Or power crept, how you want to say it. It has sadly hit Ellen Jo very, very, very hard. I don't think any of the 5 stars could ever be bad, like maybe the 4 stars, because there's some real good ones down here, like Billy. But besides that, I don't think any of the 5 stars could ever be bad, right? So if you did invest into this character like I did, I mean, I got her and her light cone or whatever, or W engine. I don't think they'll ever be bad, but will they slowly fall off, and will there be better characters? Yes. I mean, that's the nature of these games, right? I mean, this is how Honkai Star Rail works. This is how Genshin works. This is how even Honkai Impact works. So this is just a given with this genre. However, I do want to point out, though, that the difference between the two, so Ellen Jo and Miyabi, is absolutely insane, though. Like, I tested it out, right? I did some runs. Just alone in the clear times is insane. Now, I'll show it up here. I didn't record it, which I probably should have now think about it, but I just wanted to quickly test it out, and I didn't have anything open, so I was like, you know what, I'll just take a screenshot and show it. But from the screenshots, you can see just the difference in clear time. I mean, Miyabi had a 16-second clear time. 16 seconds! And then Ellen Jo almost had a minute. Now, obviously, these times kind of fluctuated. I did a run with Ellen again and got like 58 seconds. I think the main problem with Ellen right now is, honestly, her damage just isn't enough, right? And not only that, though, but her damage is relied on a stunner. See, now, Miyabi's optimal team doesn't rely on stun. She's just pure anomaly. Like, she's pure just, like, putting statuses on people. And because of that, that makes her burst down people so much faster, because she doesn't have to wait for that window to do, like, the chain attacks. And that's where Ellen gets all her damage, right? Or, like, her ultimate. So, since Ellen has to rely on that, it naturally is going to make her rotations even longer, right? It's going to make her clear time even longer because of that. And not only that, though, but Ellen doesn't have very good, like, AoE clear. She's definitely more single target. And obviously, Miyabi can just do the whole Virgil thing, and she can just nuke anything around her. So, it's honestly a very much so a losing game for Ellen. Like, it's a matter of, like, she does not really compare, like, genuinely. And so that's why I'm kind of thinking about, is it even worth pulling for this character? Now, obviously, if you're a diehard Ellen fan and you missed out on the first banner, your mind's going to be set, right? I'm sure that's not why you're here. I'm going to assume that you're here because you're on the fence about if it's even worth to get this character. Maybe you lost Miyabi, you lost a 50-50. Or maybe you just got back and you won't have enough time to actually get Miyabi, and Ellen's the next best choice for Ice DPS. Now, if that's the case, again, it's a matter of, do you want to use the Shark? Now, don't get me wrong, though. The Shark is really fun. I mean, Ellen is such a fun character to play. But if you're looking for, like, really insane damage that will carry you through, like, endgame and, like, it'll just be super OP, Ellen could do that. But then again, you can play this character and nuke everything by yourself and just be awesome. People like to say, like I just said, people like to say that, Miyabi nukes everything, but the thing about those people is that they will either have, like, full constellations, or, like, they'll at least have her W engine. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you and say, oh, she's super free-to-play friendly. I don't really know. Because, again, I like to spend money in this game, and I like to get at least the W engines for the characters I care about. So, I have it, right? So, it makes it easier for me to, praise her, talk her up, because I have her W engine, right? Or, like, I put money into this character. But if you're, like, free-to-play, Or maybe you just go for characters and not their actual W engines.
Because I didn't know, and in the morning I didn't go to the market because I said, no, I'm going to go during lunch. I didn't know it was going to rain. Oh my god.
Sorry, I got a call in the middle of recording this. Right, well, whatever I was saying is that Miyabi's nuts, right? So the comparison between the two is very much so unfair. You could argue that they're in separate like classes, so maybe it doesn't count. However, it's all ice. Iced, frost. It's all under the same element. So Ellen again is in a weird spot, but I don't think it means that she's unwishable. Again, there's going to be people out there who want the shark. Maybe you just want her just to have her, or you want to be dedicated and use the shark. Then go for it, right? But if you are a meta slave, or if you care about numbers, the difference between these two are like vast. It's honestly like a cavern. Like it's they just don't compare it to like, or I don't know. Ellen doesn't compare it to Miyabi. So again, if you care about damage and you want to kind of invest your account into where you get characters that are actually really really good, I wouldn't get Ellen, right? I would either wait until Miyabi gets another rerun, or maybe you get some other DPS down the line that's like super busted, and then just wait until then. Or of course, if you like the shark, or if you don't really care about meta, or dealing a lot of damage or whatever, and you just want to play the game and you want to have characters that you enjoy, then go for it, right? Go for Ellen. This thing about this game is that people get a little too strung up on what's meta, what's optimal, and what's best for my account. And I can understand that if you're maybe free to play, and again, wishes aren't exactly common. But if you want to enjoy this game, or if you want to just kind of play whoever you want, go for whoever you want, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter. Maybe you won't be able to clear maybe the hard content, like the super like end game content. But at that point, who cares, right? I mean, it's just like an extra like couple hundred polychromes. It's nothing really that crazy you're missing out on. Again, maybe just like polychromes or like word of mouth that you completed it. So if you don't care about that, again, Ellen Joe is completely fine. She isn't that bad. However, she has definitely fallen off quite a bit. But again, that's to be expected from, comparing to Miyabi of all people. Anyways, yeah, this was a real yapper video. Again, I just kind of want to talk about Ellen and Miyabi specifically, and that whole thing about Ellen and all that. But yeah, so this is a real loose and unedited video. Again, I just wanted to yap about Ellen and Miyabi, and just specifically about if it's worth even getting Ellen anymore. So I hope this helped, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.